Let's talk about Anna Karenina. I finally finished the audiobook. It was 36 hours long. It was a German translation and it was narrated by Ulrich Nörten. And I really liked this translation and the narration was very well done. I have to admit that towards the end I realized that I could speed up the audiobook to twice the speed without really missing any words. The narration is very slow, so speeding up the audiobook made it a little bit rushed, but I could still understand everything. And since I got pretty annoyed with the story towards the end, I was really glad I could do that. I'm very conflicted when it comes to this novel. There are a lot of things that I liked about the book and others that I didn't like so much, or that got on my nerves. And it's really difficult to sum up this novel. It's a huge book and there's a lot going on. I just looked up what the description on Goodreads says and it just focuses on the love story between Anna and Vronsky. And I can't say that's the center of the book for me. When I looked at the book, or while I'm listening to it, I thought it's just an overabundance of themes and topics. Yes, there is love and relationship in there. We have relationship between husband and wife, between mothers and sons and daughters and family members. There is also the central topic of adultery and how that creates a different relationship between husband, wife and lover and how that influences the whole structure. And that's just part of the story, the love story and the relationship stuff. There's a lot about politics, there's a lot about society, a lot about social change and things that are going on. And a huge part is also religion. So looking at all these themes and topics, it's not just about the love story between two characters. Those are just two characters of many. Apart from having many topics and themes going on, we also have many characters. And Tolstoy writes with shifting perspective, which I really liked. I have to say it was very well done, that you looked at things from this character's point of view and then the story progressed, you met another character, and then all of a sudden you were following the other character. Sometimes the characters meet, sometimes they are just separate from each other totally. I have to say the writing in this novel is probably the best about it and the most annoying. I really admire Tolstoy for writing such a novel with shifting perspectives and the flow and the language. It's just beautiful, but it is endlessly long. There are some passages that just take forever. You've probably heard me say before that I listened 40 minutes to a person dying. There was another time when there was an hour's worth of horse racing and nothing else happened, just the description of this horse race. Yes, it was kind of gripping, but it wasn't all that necessary to learn about everything in so much detail. That is something that really got on my nerves as the novel progressed. The details of everything. Sometimes I really had the feeling that we're looking at these people's lives with a magnifying glass and that we're just focusing on things, what's going on in their everyday life. But sometimes there are these huge and major changes that happen, which are just mentioned in a sentence. And that was kind of weird. So with all these topics and characters, I cannot talk about everything. When looking at the topics, I found a lot of criticism in it. I found a lot of social criticism through some of the characters and political criticism and just criticizing the general thing that was going on there. And I thought that was very well done and very interesting, despite the fact that the election and things that were going on were pretty boring. But the overall feeling that you got for Russia in that time period and for the changes that were going through society and through the life of all these characters was just interesting. Also, I really don't want to talk in detail about all these characters. What I want to mention is that I didn't like Anna. Anna was not a likable character for me. She was very selfish and manipulative and she was very pushy and demanding and somewhat crazy. In my opinion, she lacked a purpose. She was just wanting, thinking only about herself and not really giving and accepting, and she was not tolerant, she was not thinking about the other people's feelings. It was all about her and I really didn't like her, and the more the story progressed, the more annoying she got. Another character I just want to mention is Konstantin Levin, because I think he is juxtaposed to Anna in the way his life goes and in his life in general. Because Levin is very confused. He doesn't focus on things. He's just overthinking everything. He can't find a correct position in politics and in what to do in society. He's very fickle. If someone says something, he changes his mind, and when he's in company, he always says something stupid. He doesn't pay full attention. He just cannot express himself properly sometimes. And he is always looking for purpose in his life. He feels kind of lost most of the time, trying to find out how to do things, what the right way is, and he's just confused. And this is totally opposite to Anna, who just knows what she wants and is just following it and trying to manipulate everyone into getting it. Whereas Konstantin keeps changing his mind, or looks like he's following this person and that person, and he just wants to make other people happy. Going back to the love story and the focus on relationships, I had the feeling towards the end of the story that this whole book is telling you how to be, what is the right decision, how to behave, and where your place in society is. And the rewards and punishments for right decisions or wrong decisions in the novel, I felt that was Tolstoy telling me, like, this is how you should be. Which is interesting, but I cannot say I really liked that. It felt a little bit manipulative and overdone. Is that a word? And overdone at the end of the book. Yeah, so I guess those are my confused thoughts on Anna Karenina. I can't say I liked the book, but I cannot say I didn't like it. I thought it was very well written, but it was too long-winded. I thought the characters were well structured, but pretty annoying in points. I thought the book criticized a lot of valuable points, but it kept telling you how to behave and what's right and what's better how to be. If you have read Anna Karenina, just let me know what you thought of the book. Thank you all for watching, and let's talk about it in comments.